my name's Lindy Cowling. Welcome to my channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk. My email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. And the title of the short video this evening is Global Consciousness 2017. Global Consciousness 2017. So as we enter the final days of 2016, where we are at in our own personal and collective state of evolution and spiritual evolution is going to affect our perceptions of the events and circumstances, not only in our own personal lives, but in the collective consciousness of this planet, this planet Earth that we are inhabiting, collective consciousness there. So according to where we are at, affects our perception and not only how we feel about the world and about our personal circumstances, but how we are in the world. And the easiest way to describe it, it's almost as if when you enter different states of the ladder of consciousness, different rungs on the ladder of consciousness, a world that perhaps you've lived in for many years takes on different properties through your eyes, or it would be more correct to say through your heart. Because when you are viewing the world through your heart, you're actually viewing it through a different lens and a different state of vibration and consciousness. And that is everything, because it not only shows you the truth of the reality that you are seeing in your personal circumstances and the truth of the reality that you're seeing in the world, your world, but it also has a profound effect upon the outcome and the experiences and the timeline that you are perceiving in your world. Now the reason I'm saying in your world is because your rate of evolution, your rate of vibratory speed, your frequency, your perception has an effect on everything and affects your perception of the world you live in. For the last days of 2016, which has been an extraordinary year for many of us and extraordinarily challenging, as there's been this final push, the final throes of labour pains, birthing out, completing huge great cycles of growth and pushing through into the new. There has been and there will be inevitable consequences of those changes within us, individually but collectively and globally. And depending on where you're at, whether you are more in your heart or more in your head, is going to affect the way you view what is happening around you in your personal lives and in your global lives. Because 2017 is a no holds barred year. which means it is the year of consciousness. 2017 is the year of consciousness, where these are not just vague perceptions any longer. You are being called upon, or we are being called upon, to be not just conscious now and again, but conscious all of the time. What do I mean by conscious? I mean fully present, fully aware, fully in embodiment 24/7. Because most of human lives are run in an unconscious state, in a subconscious state, and actually in a state of non-presence. 2017 is all about presence, and it is vitally, vitally important, a vital necessity that you are conscious during 2017, because if you are not, you are going to get buffeted and knocked sideways by the events unfolding globally. If you are not fully present and balanced within yourself, so that you have a perception that is primarily dictated by your own higher self, you are going to get buffeted like a rowing boat in a storm, instead of being the eye of the storm. Because 2017 is the beginning of great change. And great change involves first changes of energy, leading to changes of perception, changes of awareness, which has been a long build up to this. And then, of course, lastly, the physical changes. It is a year, and not just 2017. I truly feel the next 3 years are pivotal, but I feel right up to 2024 is a lot of immense shifting of perception and change on this planet. But the next 3 years are crucial, pivotal, I feel. Crucial in as much as the higher outcome, the ultimate outcome, the most optimal timeline globally is already there. But to alleviate human distress and suffering, it is vital to link in, if you like, to that higher perception, and not revert to the survival state and that knee-jerk reaction, both in your personal lives but globally, in that state of fear to what's happening about you. Because there are going to be quite shocking changes. Now, when I say shocking, if you're in a balanced, fairly balanced state through the state of the heart, that it is going to be shocking as in, oh, and then readjust again. Understanding the bigger picture, wired into the bigger state of consciousness, the higher self, the soul, the spirit. But if you're not in that state of awareness, then it won't be a slight, it will be a feeling like the whole world is like kind of like tipping over. And where you're at has an effect not only on your own human experience and the amount of roller coaster you do or don't get, but it has an effect on the overall planetary human experience of how much of a roller coaster it's going to be. So although there are, if you like, parallel timelines running alongside each other with some crossover points but some differences, some, let's call it, higher outcomes on one line than the other. And like I say, there are some crossover bits that will occur anyway. how you view what's occurring and how you are using your discernment is going to make all the difference, not only to your own human experience and how easily you navigate through it, but the global experience, the global outcome. And although in its higher state, the global outcome is assured, not only is it assured, but it's already happened, it's done, signed, sealed and delivered. It's only done, signed, sealed and delivered because of what you do now. Because of what you've already done now before you've done it. If you know what I mean. What I'm going to say is I feel the biggest word that I can leave you with is discernment. I've said this before. You are going to have to tap into the abilities that you already have of gut feeling, instinct, intuition. Does this ring true? When you are, no matter what sources you're hearing it through, and from, you know, whatever, through the media or whatever, does this sound true? Does this feel true? Does that feel right? You're going to have to be discerning on this, and you will have moments when you will know in your heart of hearts something that you're hearing or being told or shown is not true, and you will know the reality of it, and then you may feel a little bit helpless because you'll know the reality of it, and you'll say to yourself, that's now making me feel angry and upset because what can I do about it? I can see the reality of it, but what can I do about it? What I would say to you is hold the highest perception of it. That is not spiritual bypassing. I'm not saying go into la-la land or woo-woo land and just pretend that something's not happening in front of you that is happening and just say, oh, if I go angelic on it, it'll be all right. That's just like burying your head in the sand. What I'm saying is realise the truth of it, as well as realising the truth of who you are. Realise the truth of it, but take the higher perspective on it, take the higher perception on it, take the higher outcome on it, take the outcome of least suffering on it. See the bigger picture, why polarization has to happen so that the old disintegrates and the new comes fully into form. Because let's talk about the new energy a moment. The new energy is here, it's landed, it can never go away again and never be taken away again. It's being built on every single day of the week. The new energy is this higher rate of vibration. It's here, it's anchored, it's happening, and the population are starting to use that consciousness, imprint on those templates. And so it is an amazing time. It's an amazing time, but to sail through these somewhat stormy waters at times, you are going to have to be able to fall back on you, because you are going to have moments there where all you can rely on is you. Now, that's not for a bad reason. At the end of the day, that's how anyone comes into a unified consciousness and into unity consciousness and gets to, in a way, prove to themselves that they're in a state of completion, is when push comes to shove, you are going to have to rely on your own blessed instincts, your own blessed instincts, your own knowing, your own intuition, your own higher self. And like I say, even when you know beyond a shadow of a doubt the truth of something, no matter who's telling you otherwise, it will bring up emotions for you, because you're human and you want to live in a world that is beautiful and balanced and just. But what I would say to you is to navigate through that, just realise that you are playing your part by taking the higher perception, that the heart perception, the compassionate perception, the voice of the soul perception. You are playing your part, because that's adding to the overall frequency and bringing into firm anchorment, if you like, anchoring of that higher perception timeline. There is more I can say on this, but I'm not going to say more than that, because I think what I've said is enough, really. So don't be homing in on certain events globally that may take place. Know that they are stepping stones to this overall outcome, which is a grid of complete, total now consciousness. A grid of the new energy, which is a creationary, a grid of creation, where the slate is not just wiped clean, it begins clean. And what you create on that and create as the new reality is going to be everything. There are one or two other videos I wish to bring out. Whether I get the actual time to do that in these last few days before Christmas, I'm not sure. So what I will do is I will sign off now as if I wasn't going to be on camera again till after the Christmas break. If I get back on here beforehand, I guess it'll be a bonus, I guess. But if not, I wish you a peaceful, loving, heart-centered, heart-filled Christmas. Give yourselves the gift of your own presence. Stay very present. Enjoy yourselves. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank all of those people that have subscribed to this channel, all of the really wonderful letters and emails that I receive. I'd like to thank everybody that has worked with me as a client, anyone that has supported me in any way whatsoever over the last few years, really, not just this year. I do very much appreciate it. Very much. So I wish you so much love. Well done for making it through to whatever state of consciousness you are leaving in 2016 as you begin 2017 with the possibility of entering up further rungs. So wherever you're at as we go through Christmas and go into 2017, that's not your finishing point, that's your starting point. And 2017, you're fully conscious. Your task is to be fully conscious, fully present, fully aware, and that is going to be everything to your own evolution and the amazing evolution that is happening, has happened, will happen, all one and the same on this planet. I will love you and I will leave you until we meet again. Bye guys. Merry Christmas.